Mom. Dad. Juliet. Neve. You fucked up that was a so bad hard. Intro.
That was all on me. I'm not gonna lie. After you at the start paused for a split second, it threw me off for the entire rest.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Well, no, it was my fault because we all know I'm not the music guy. But I'm just saying that's all it takes to throw me off that badly.
Not a whole lot.
Have a second pause. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Friday Pancakes.
Pancake Friday. You're not on top form tonight.
Oh my gosh,
already.
let's just restart this.
No,
We can't do that, can we? God damn.
Authenticity.
Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Pancake Friday with your host, Derek.
And Neve.
That's us. We got a lot to talk about today. We have stuff that's coming up this weekend I'd like to touch on. We're going to go to Trader Joe's yet again. Second trip this time. We have a few more things planned for while we're there. We're going to talk some SummerSlam promos. That's something that happened. And a few other things that have just kind of happened throughout the week as we usually do. Neve, do you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I do actually. So I have a little bit of a test for you.
Oh.
Actually, this week.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I love tests.
So
it's my favorite thing.
I want to see if you can guess. I've got 3 Cockney rhyming slang things and 3 just like British slang.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to do first? The Cockney rhyming or the British slang?
Which one is easier? I'd rather start with
probably the British slang.
Yeah, I was going to say the British slang. Okay.
Okay. So the first one is brawly.
Brawly.
Yeah, do you know what brawly means?
As I'd imagine it's like me and the lads got in a brawly after the bar.
Like a fight?
Yeah.
No. Another guess or?
Brawly. Is it more of a city thing or a farm thing?
Either.
It's your favorite type of broccoli in England, the brawly.
Brawly is an umbrella.
Okay.
Like it's raining outside. Don't forget your brawly. Yep.
I like it. It's efficient because I'm all about saving time when I talk. So get the out of there.
Yeah, three syllables is too many syllables.
I'm sick and tired of wasting. Do you know how much time in my days wasted saying full sentences and words?
Yeah, you should just start talking in shorthand, like when doctors write.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's right. Okay, go on.
Okay. The next one is Bagsy.
Bagsy.
Yeah.
It's either referring to my bagsy of cocaine is out, which I think is probably more of a London thing. Bagsy. I don't know. Tired. I'm bagged.
No.
What?
So Bagsy is like kind of like shotgun. Like you're claiming something. If you're like, oh, I want to sit shotgun, you're like, I Bagsy the front seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, go on.
Okay. And then the third one is yonks.
Yonks. I'd like to take a yonk out of her. Is that right?
No. Yonks is like a long time. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in yonks. Or it's
Where
been
does
yonks.
that one come from?
There's like just general British slang, and it's really funny because like I was like, I'm gonna get terms that I used when I lived in England. So these are all like things I'd use.
You actually would use these terms.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did a thing very similar at Alex's bachelor party where it was Kiwi or Aussie terms, and my team was me, Elliot, and Paul, and we were against Roger, Jack, Anthony, and Jamie, I think it was, and it was so crazy to watch their team. They'd say like some slang,
Yeah.
and they'd like somehow work out a rational explanation for why they thought it was Kiwi or Aussie.
Yeah.
And me, Paul, and Elliot just kept looking at each other and being like,
Uh-huh.
I don't even like, I don't know. I don't have like any like, oh, well, if you think of this and this and this, that's why it's this. I was just like, I don't know. It's a Kiwi because that's it. That's my explanation. All right.
That's a good one.
That was fun. Let's hear
All right.
Cockney.
The Cockney rhyming slang. Okay. So you know what Cockney rhyming slang is? It's like you say something that rhymes with what you actually want to say.
Okay.
And then you probably shorten it as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, bag for life.
Beg for life. Asking for forgiveness.
How does that rhyme with that at all?
It's supposed to rhyme.
I told you it was Cockney rhyming slang.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like. Okay, so say that again.
Bag for life.
Eggs for trife. I'm gonna suck at this thing so bad.
Wife.
Eggs for wife.
No, just wife.
Okay.
So bag for life, wife.
Okay, yeah, that's
So, in a
that's actually a
sentence,
fact.
I took my bag for life to the Dolly Mixtures. So like I took my wife to the Dolly Mixtures.
Is that like saying the old ball and chain?
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Dot cotton.
Doc cotton.
Dot cotton.
Dot cotton.
And these are all like relevant things. Like a bag for life is like the reusable bag you get from Sainsbury's, and Dot Cotton is a character on EastEnders.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get that.
Okay, no, but that's not what it means. So it means something else.
I literally can't even. This is what I mean.
Okay.
I don't even have a guess.
Dot Cotton is rotten.
Dot cotton is rotten. Dot cotton is rotten.
No, dot cotton rotten. So if you're saying something looks rotten, you'd be like, that looks dot cotton.
But how does that have any? I don't get
relevance. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
no.
It doesn't. Okay, let's try an easier one. Apples and pears.
Oranges and kiwis.
Stairs. Apples and pears. Stairs.
Why would you ever say to reference stairs? You'd say apples and pears.
It's just like,
Like you're saying, I'm gonna go down the apples and pears.
yeah.
Is that how you'd say
You'd
it?
be like, time for bed, Jimmy. Get yourself up the apples and pears.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool. Yeah, that would
Okay.
make sense. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, it's not you. It's me.
Well, no, I mean Cockney rhyming slang is a bit crazy.
It is.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
Lump of lead.
Lump of lead. Better off dead.
No, you're way overthinking. You don't have to do like a whole sentence. Lump of lead is just head. So if you say like use your lump, that's use your head. Lump of lead, head.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna stop it there because you just have no idea.
Yeah, no, I think this is a good game. I hope the people listening. Is there more of them?
Yeah.
Why don't you do them? Because
Okay.
this for the people listening, they can take a guess at it. Because like
Okay.
I'm useless at this.
Macaroni cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. Please, I don't know.
Car keys.
Car key. Okay. So what? Where's the mac and cheese? And you're referring to your car keys.
Have you seen my macaronis?
Okay.
Have you seen my keys?
Okay.
Car keys, yeah. Tom Cruise.
Cool.
Bruise.
I got a big Tom Cruise on my leg right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
use
that's a
that
hell of
one.
a Tom Cruise there.
But they have their Cockney accent. So how would it sound if they were to say it?
They're like London accents. Should be like, that's hell of a Tom Cruise you got there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's do one more. Bacardi Breezer.
Freezer.
Yes.
Yes.
That was Freezer.
That
Yeah.
one's easy. That
Yeah.
one was a gimme.
Like just stick it in the Bacardi.
Okay.
Bacardi. Yeah.
Sweet.
So you don't have to like say the whole thing when you're using it,
Yeah.
but like in general, people will kind of understand.
I get what you're saying, but in my head, like on the spot, I instantly panic and just say dumb words that kind of rhyme, but they don't even rhyme.
Yeah, but if you know Cockney rhyming slang, then you kind of like get where it's at.
So Neve,
yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but it's been 3 weeks since we've missed a podcast. So let's put that up on the weeks since we missed a podcast board. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, everybody, 3 weeks in a row.
We've only missed one podcast since we started doing this.
I know, but remember what I said last time about that? We were going to have like a safety meeting. Okay, cool. Never mind that. Okay, so I think it'd be fun to start off by talking about, let's kind of go through our weekend a bit, because we have a jam-packed weekend here. And I think we should start our weekend off by talking about yesterday. So yesterday, me and Neve cut promos because we are having people over for SummerSlam, which for those of you that don't know is a WWE event. It's a fun time. Mm-hmm. And a promo is kind of like when you film a video talking smack and saying you're the best and dressed up, and we invited everyone via promo video.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? I thought that was super fun.
It was really fun. It was so stupid, but it was fun to do.
Yeah, like that's the mega point of it. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
But it was really fun, and I just got to say, it's crazy how good the cameras are at like the blur from the cinematic. Just makes it seem like you're doing such a professional video.
iPhone cameras? Yeah. Well, so much is filmed on iPhone cameras now. Like, there are whole movies that are filmed on iPhone cameras.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, there's a ton.
That's so nuts. So that's what we started with yesterday. And then today, I mean, we're doing the pod now, so obviously that's sweet. But tomorrow, we're waking up early and heading back down to Bellingham.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's.
I
have to say, I'm not under the fangirl fandom, I guess what you'd say, of Trader Joe people. Who there are some people that love, not loathe.
I was like, what are you trying to say there?
Trader Joe's, like, it's weird. Like, it actually is weird, and I hope if you hear this and you are one of those people, I think it's weird because it's cool. It's fine. It's good food. And I have good things I'm going to say about it. I just find some people, they're like, oh, what? You're going to... oh, my God. And I'm like, easy.
I think it's like the novelty of the stuff that they have there that you can't get here. That's literally it.
But, like, what was there that you can't get here that was so, like...
Like, they have, like, pretty cool snack stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm going to get some more of those everything flavored crackers.
Yeah.
And some of those key lime bites again.
Yeah, I didn't like either of those.
Oh.
But
okay, well,
I'll tell you what they did have there that I'm gonna get again. Branzino.
What's Branzino?
The sea bass.
Oh yeah, that was very good. Yeah, I want to get some of those passes they had that were like frozen, but clearly like you're just gonna throw them in and cook them. They're not like in the pan. Those ones. But yeah, I will say this is a funny story about Trader Joe's by someone who was like, I wouldn't say they're like love it that much, but my hairdresser, he loves Trader Joe's so much, and like before we went last time, I was like, I don't get it, dude. It's just food. Like, what could be that crazy about it? And he's like, well, you're gonna go there, you're gonna get some stuff, you're not gonna think much of it, but you're gonna get some cheese, and you won't think it at the time, but that cheese you got is gonna be some cheese that you're just gonna crave at random points. And sure enough, that cheese was really so good.
It's like a spicy
what was
it? A habanero cheddar?
No, it was something like sweet, spicy, and it was red colored. I can't remember, but it was so good.
I think it was a habanero cheddar.
Maybe it
had like little red bits in it.
Yeah, but that was so good. But I'm gonna get that one, I think, again.
Yeah.
So
we should try something different this time.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little overwhelmed going in there last time. I don't know why. I just like kind of panicked a little. I got a little nervous. And was like kind of like walked through the aisles like, hey, we should get out of here. I don't know why. I just did. So I'm gonna try and take a breather and just kind of take in Trader Joe's a bit more tomorrow.
It was pretty busy as well when we went last time.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm also excited to go more so to Target and Walmart, to be honest.
Yeah.
I realized that I like those places. Specifically, Target was sweet.
Target was super sweet. I want to actually get some like clothes in Target because they had like decent clothes for a superstore.
They did, yeah, they did. I really like that. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're going to barbecue, correct?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that sweet barbecue.
Although I tell you what, I am really craving those Olive Garden breadsticks.
I know that I was
just the breadsticks though.
But I was thinking that it would be kind of good to just go get the breadsticks and salad with dip too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What we could do is we could go get a takeout order of the breadsticks on the way to the barbecue place.
Show up with our own. They're like, we brought you cornbread. No, we brought our own breadsticks.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's just a good time. We're crossing the border. Hopefully Juliet doesn't get us pulled into customs again.
That was me, but
oh, I thought it was the baby. I thought they thought she had a gun or something.
Baby smuggle.
Yeah, and so then we have that, and then Saturday is a SummerSlam, which I don't think we should talk too much into it because it's people that aren't wrestling fans probably don't want to hear too much about wrestling.
Probably don't give a fuck.
But we're gonna be doing that, and wrestling is the shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a fun time doing that. And then we're gonna make more burgers on Sunday. So I got some things that have been hankering for some talk fankering.
That's you can't create your own Cockney rhyming slang. It
no,
doesn't
I'm not
work.
trying. I'm trying to get catchphrases that we can put on T-shirts, and you're not putting any. Wait, I guess all those Cockney ones could just be the T-shirts.
I don't think anyone is gonna buy T-shirts from us, babe.
I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so something I want to talk about. Have you heard about the Team Canada women's soccer team cheating?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are like sad and disgraced by that, but I'm prouder than ever because I truly believe a big part of soccer is they cheat all the time across the board everywhere. So like we're not good at cheating. Clearly we got caught. So like we got to learn and get better at it. But we're on the trajectory of winning
because we're cheating.
Because we're cheating.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like they tried to cheat in the stupidest way. Like, why on earth would you fly a drone over someone else's practice spying on them?
So I don't know. I haven't looked into it other than I've just like heard like the main things that are like super like broad ones, but I know the person flying the drone got arrested by the police. So I don't think they were caught for cheating. And this is just in my head. I don't think they were caught for cheating. Like someone called and was like, there's someone filming our practice. I think the police thought that there was someone flying a drone, therefore like a bomb threat or something.
Well, you just can't fly a drone over an Olympic stadium.
Exactly.
That's like it's common knowledge.
I
don't know. You'd think it would be common knowledge.
And did you hear what the Canadian coach did?
No.
So, you know, like I don't know. I'm no coach of some high professional sports team with clearly
with
like
drones.
but like in the public eye,
yeah,
right? Clearly, like I don't know if you haven't noticed that. But I just feel like there's a common sense of like if you're doing sketchy things, you shouldn't leave paper trails.
Yeah.
I think like that's just common knowledge. And the head coach messaged the HR department for Team Canada requesting if things to do with the drone and cheating. And then when they said, we don't know what you're talking about, she said, well, the Team Canada men's team has been doing it for a couple of years now. So like,
what an idiot.
The whole thing was incriminated to by the of all people, the HR department.
What an idiot.
Yeah, but I like I said, I'm not upset. I'm happy with this. It's get better at it.
It's called progress.
Yeah, just get better at it. That's my only thing. And then let's see here. What have I got else going on here? Oh, so I gotta say I had a pretty cute moment this week. We got this little tiny plastic guitar that goes like pring, pring, pring. And for anyone that knows, I'm terrible at anything music.
Yeah.
And so I started strumming it. So it's just like pring, pring, pring. And I started singing songs to Juliet, like Wonderwall. What else was it? Your Song by
The
Elton
Time
John.
of Your Life.
Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. And it was so poor. It was
Yeah,
so poor.
It was.
But Juliet was like smiling so much and dancing along to it.
Yeah, and like staring at you like she was your number one fan.
And quite frankly, I can't imagine what it'd be like to be like, not even like Taylor Swift. Like, I can't imagine what it'd feel like, because I just had one little baby and I was like, I'm addicted to this rush.
I'm addicted to this feeling of being loved.
This feeling of being loved for my beautiful voice. And quite frankly, I don't know if I can ever go back to normal life after that. Like, I've touched that height, and I don't think I'll get back to it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like as well, like the kind of love that your baby gives you, that like that it's literally when they look at you and you're doing something, it's like a the look of pure love. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't know all your faults yet, right? Not like a you as like a collectively, like they don't know our faults yet, so they just think we're the shit.
Yeah, like,
and it's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Yeah, it is pretty awesome, I must say. So that was actually the heartwarming moment of the weekend, or the week for me. Like, that made me so happy.
It was a good one.
Okay, so I just had this thought today. Have you ever thought of your legacy you're gonna leave behind?
No, not once ever.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I wonder if legacy is maybe something that as you get older you think about, because I've never really thought like, what legacy am I gonna leave behind at all. But I do think that it's not a young person's thing to think about.
Well, I think we've had the conversation before, and I think young people do think about it. I think it's just a personality type. It's a personality trait to be like focused on your legacy.
But I just feel like when you're young, you don't focus on your legacy because you're supposed to still live. Like, when you get older, you kind of have a thought of you might die one day. Therefore, you start being like, oh, what was my legacy? Right? Like, I'm sure there's.
I don't know. Like, maybe, but I don't. I guess if you're saying legacy in terms of like, you want people to like think positively about you once you're gone, sure. But when people say legacy, for me, I feel like that's kind of a measurement of success. And I don't think I will ever have the thought of, oh, I need to leave like some sort of legacy of success for my family name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'll ever feel that way, because that's just not who I am.
Yeah, I think I was like, I've thought about this quite a bit the last 2 days, because I've been listening to just some stuff, and it's all like ancient, like all super old stuff.
Yeah.
Getting back into the BC AD to like start of AD.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of stuff that kind of talks about that, and I just think it's kind of it's like, I don't know, I think it's such a garbage thing to have the thought of it, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, because like I said, it might be something as you get older that makes more sense to you.
Yeah,
but like,
maybe.
from my position in time right now, I feel like it's just a dumb, it's such an ego-driven thing, this idea.
Yeah.
Of, oh, what legacy do I leave behind, as opposed to like oh no, this is what it kind of led me into, is when you die, what do you want people to think of you? Is that what you consider is that legacy?
I guess I think how I perceive the kind of phrase of legacy, again, is it's like, what impact have you made on what you leave behind, you know? Like, if you have ew,
there's a fly in my wine and it's grossing me out.
Okay. Like, if you have like a ton of money, or like you have like a successful name, or like you've done really big charitable work, something like that, I think it's kind of like your measurement of success for yourself, and therefore what you leave behind.
Yeah, it's weird, because to me they're different things, but they are kind of similar. Yeah, but I think you're kind of right. Like, yeah, it's like what's thought of you or what you left behind. But I feel like if you start thinking about your legacy too much, you kind of taint what it is. Like, I think it's supposed to be something that you leave behind, as in you just did stuff, therefore that's like what your legacy is. But if you start like trying to like manufacture your legacy, I think it kind of takes away from what it is, if that makes sense.
I don't think so. I think you can still do really beneficial things in aim of having a legacy that are still like they're still beneficial no matter if you're doing it to be remembered or not. Do you know what I mean?
Is it better to okay? Is it bad to do good things only because you want people to be
no
like you? Even though, like, well, let's say you always did nice things, but
Yeah.
the whole time you were doing, you're like, these fucking people, they don't even know I'm just doing it because it makes them like me and stuff, but you don't actually.
No, because I believe that there is no such thing as a selfless act ever.
Okay.
Because even if you're doing something selfless, you're doing it to appear selfless. Do you know what I mean? Like I for example, I do things that coincide with my moral compass because I believe that that's right and it makes me feel good to do it. Do you know what I mean?
No,
you don't do anything selflessly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like you do everything you do for yourself, and it makes you like you love your daughter because you're like, oh well, I do it because I love her, and you do.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel good to take care of her and love her.
Yeah.
Is why you do it. Whereas if it made you feel bad, and this is a thing, there's people they don't want their kids and stuff like that anymore, and it's like obviously because it doesn't make them feel good. So that is a reality that can happen, right? I do fully agree with that.
Yeah, so therefore, like, if you go your whole life doing good deeds because you want people to like you, the point isn't, like, your inner monologue. The point is your action and what you're doing. So I think you can still be a good person with selfish intention.
It would be so weird. It's like the nicest, like, best person in the world. Turns out they're like, I fucking hate all you. You're all pieces of shit. And it's like, why'd you do all this stuff? And it's like, because I knew that it's what you're supposed to do. You're like, what? Like, what? Okay. So, like, do you have any thought on that? If you were to die tomorrow, what would you want people to remember you for, by, or as, or something?
I don't really care. Like, I don't know, like, I know that sounds, like, super cliche, but I'll be dead.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
no, but
I
that's
don't,
not
like,
the point of the question.
Okay, the point
I'll
of the
be
question.
dead, so
I'll be
I don't
dead.
care. Okay.
Well, I'll be dead.
So you'd want them to be like, that you wouldn't want them to be like, oh yeah, Neve was really nice, or Neve was really funny. You just want them to be like,
I'd want them to be like, you know what I'd want them to say, you know, she was authentic and her true self at all times. And that's all I want. I want people to know me for me and not someone that I'm pretending to be. And not like a people pleaser, because I spent a lot of my time when I was a kid being a people pleaser, and just no type of life, because people don't get to know the real you. They get to know the agreeable version of you. And I'd want to be a good mom.
Oh, nice.
That's all I want. I want people to, be like, yeah, she was authentic and she was a good mom. She loved her partner and she loved her baby.
Her little baby.
Her little baby.
So weak. There's just there's 2 flies in here. How sweet is this wine?
Right. Let me get the flies out. This is why we have to close the windows, babe. It's summer season. Flies get in the wine. It's protein.
The wine's not that good either. That's a problem itself. Okay.
You should make it into a dirty sangria.
Okay, so I had a thing I was listening to. I'm not gonna make it into dirty sangria. Do we have stuff for that?
My version of a dirty sangria is you chuck White Claw in the wine.
So good. Okay, so I was listening to someone talk, and they were talking about fake news. And I thought this was pretty funny, and it was just their thought, but I think they had a pretty valid like thought line to it. So they were saying, you know how like fake news right now, like everyone has their news and they think everything they don't see is fake news, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
He was saying that obviously, assuming this is under the assumption we don't like kill ourselves or something like that, but we're gonna have to figure out how to make all this work with social media and the proper news getting out and all that, right? And what he said was, we're living now in the age of the Nigerian prince. So everyone knows of you get the email from the Nigerian prince, and he needs $10,000 and from you now, and he'll send you all the money once his credit card clears, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? And what it was saying is like we're in that phase right now with the news where like we're all getting scammed by the Nigerian prince, but we just don't know it yet because it's the new thing. And so it'll be funny one day when we'll look back and we'll all be like, are you fucking kidding me like that? I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like true as well, because majority of people now are also getting their news from social media. Yeah. And it's the irony of like when the internet first became a thing, because that was very much like our generation, right? Like I think I was 12 when Facebook became a thing. And then like 13 when I got Facebook, and it was drilled into us in like IT classes at school, that don't believe everything you see online, and now that's literally how everyone gets
it's
all
so
their
weird
news ever.
Because I was like, I for the record, I'm 7 years older than Neve. We grew up in a different time where they said believe everything on the internet. And and they said, and if someone says it's not true, say fuck you, you're wrong. They did not say that. That's what they said. That's the dean of the school would come to each classroom every morning. Of your Catholic school. Of the Catholic school.
Did you have like Bible search instead of Google, where you type something in, it just comes up with. Jeeves? Yeah, we had Ask Jeeves. Yeah, Ask Jeeves was so bad.
He was.
He
was. Okay. I've got so much stuff to talk about still. So last Wednesday, this was the trippiest thing. I did, you know how your routine, like your daily routine, I want everyone right now to just think of your week and think of like your work week. So the things you do the most routinely and how they go for you, okay? So you wake up at X time, you do whatever your morning routine is, you get in your car or your public transit or you walk, and you show up at the same coffee shop or whatever you do at around, let's say within like 5 minutes usually of the same time, okay? And then you're at work, and that's your day every day. Now, I think that we drone, as everyone does, you drone through those moments a lot because they're just so repetitive and kind of droll. Is that the right word? Droll? Yeah. And what happened to me on this Wednesday was my early shift, and Juliet woke up early. I want to say she woke up at like 5 that morning. It was like 4:35. 4:35. Yeah, it was early. And the thing was that it just woke me up early. Yeah. So I leave for my normal routine, I want to say 5 to 10 minutes earlier than usual. And literally everything I did was so off just because of 10 minutes. So like I get up, I drive down the hill, first off, I get up and all the garbage is already out. Like Michael's taken out all the stuff, and I just bring it to the bottom of the hill, put our garbage in and all that stuff, right? So I go outside, literally was unsure if there was any garbage.
Yeah, I remember,
So I was so confused. So I take out the garbage, and then I drive to the McDonald's, which usually there's like 1 or 2 people there, but there's a lot of people in the back or it's packed.
Yeah.
literally one person there. Like, it was like literally, it felt like I was in the middle of COVID at the start where there's no one. And I'm like, what the hell? Driving over like through Westview to Lonsdale, I see no one at all. I go to park, there's parking spots everywhere. And my things, literally, you usually squeak like the smallest little spot.
Yeah.
And then I get into work and I still haven't seen anyone other than the one person at McDonald's. And Maria's there. And I'm like, Maria, where is everyone? And she's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's been a weird morning for me too.
Yeah.
And then I continued with my day, and then people started showing up because I was just 10 minutes. And it's just weird how like 10 minutes can change your whole day and the perception of your day that much.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should just leave 10 minutes earlier, and then you'll have.
No, it wasn't. Efficient. It wasn't bad. Like, it's not like my normal thing's bad. No. It was just like I noticed all these things. That, like, I don't want to seem like it's usually crazy, and then it was dead. It was just like I'm used to seeing a few people, this or that, and you don't realize it until all of a sudden there's no one there, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, I basically say hi to the same 4 or 5 people on my way to work every morning.
Yeah, it is really weird how like you kind of when you're in that routine, it's like so normal. But for me now, I haven't worked in coming up to a year, right? Because of I had sickness and then mat leave. And now I can't imagine going back into that kind of routine.
Well, yeah, I mean it.
And I don't want to. But like, I can't imagine it because my routine now is I kind of get up when you go to work, and I'm with Juliet. When Juliet takes her first nap, which is normally like 2.5 to 3 hours after she wakes up, I will also nap because I need to, because I've been up with her in the evening. And then I kind of like do my day from there. Like, she'll take another nap and I'll kind of like potter around and do stuff, but I'm like making her food. But the thing is it's weird because like I am like busy when I'm at home. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say I'm busy, but like I'm always doing stuff.
Having a kid, you're just basically busy unless there's
I mean it is like a job, but and now it's weird because I can't imagine going back to work because I'll still have to do all of that stuff, but like fit it around.
Well, works. Yeah, I know. I know.
Well.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that idea of us having to put her in daycare. So
I really don't want to put her in daycare.
But yeah, that's just one thing. I was talking to a client about this today. They just got back from vacation and they're like, "Yeah, it's just really hard to go back to work." And I always feel that. I'm like, it's so funny and it's so obvious, right? Mm-hmm. But it just makes me feel like we're just not meant to work. We're meant to like do stuff to survive and all that. But the like ho-hum, go to work, make your dollars that are on a screen so that you can pay your bills and stuff. Yeah. I just don't think it's like the most natural thing. And it is what it is. It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
But like, I do think that like there's more to it. This idea of people so easily don't want to work because like it's really just not what we're truly deep down designed for.
Yeah.
In the sense of
it's super monotonous as well. And like I like your schedule, to be honest with you. Like, if I could work on a similar schedule, I think I would do better because you have the 3-day weekend.
Yeah. You
have like, you still have your afternoons on 2 days, and then you have your morning on one day. Well,
just so listeners, I work Monday morning from 7:45 to 1:45, mm-hmm. Tuesday 2 till 8, Wednesday 7:30 till 1:30, and then I do a 12-hour day on Thursday to get the long weekend. So it is, the nice thing is the Tuesday evening. Mm-hmm. So I basically work in the morning, and then I have a full 24-hour day between when I have to go back to work.
Yeah. That is nice.
Yeah, I've worked a long time to get a schedule like that.
No, I know. I know, but
it is nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway.
So here's a crazy thing that I just learned during I've been listening to a lot of stuff about the American Civil War and just kind of America's formation in general. Yeah. So did you know that the railroad companies, when they were like the government, they gave a whole bunch of land to the railroad companies to expand the country, like make so you could get everywhere, right? They gave the railroad companies the equivalent to the fourth largest landmass in terms of states in the entirety of all of America. So think of that. If the railroad companies, which now have gone on to become like the Uber corporations of all of America, like the Rockefellers and all those things, right? They were given the fourth largest state for free to build their empires on.
Yeah, that's pretty
which
crazy.
is nuts.
Which state was it?
No. Like they weren't.
Like the equivalent landmass.
Their landmass, because it just stretches the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And on one hand, I understand why you do that, because you need the infrastructure of like these rail, right? Like, but the problem with it is if you start looking into it, like it's all these mega corporations, all the richest elite people in America, and then you start looking into how it all happened, and it was just so dumb and like.
Yeah, well, they also used Chinese immigrants to build the railroads.
This is true. This is very true. Which actually leads into the next thing we're going to talk about very well, because it's around the same time as this. Yesterday we watched Gangs of New York, 1861, the start of the Civil War is when it takes place. What'd you think of the movie?
It's a great movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. Great cast, great dialogue, great acting. It's a really great movie.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great movie. I thought it was really interesting, though. I remember when that movie came out, it was really controversial. I mean, they drop a lot of N-bombs and they call the racist word for Chinese people, which I think that must have been part of the heat on it, but I think it was really gory for the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really gory
for the time. It was super gory.
Which is so funny, because watching it, the opening fight scene was not really that bad at all.
I mean, yeah, like, for the time, it would have been, like, pretty extreme.
Absolutely.
But I think we're so kind of desensitized to gore now. Like, some of the, like, that would have been, an R-rated movie at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And now you watch stuff like The Boys on Prime, which is what we went back to, and, like, the level of gore in that is so explicit and so realistic that it's like incomparable.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to think of some of the stuff that's happened over the course of The Boys. Like there's definitely been someone went inside someone's dick and then exploded.
Yeah, that in like I think it was like the first or second season, that chick sat on that dude's face and like crushed his face.
Right. Yeah, there was even I have one thing here and I couldn't really remember it, but the guy used his boner, he could like grow his dick and choke someone to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still, I mean, amazing movie. It's just, it was really funny to watch that. And I'm like, holy, we used to think this was crazy. And it's not that far. I think it was mid 2000s that movie came out.
And it's also like the special effects at the time weren't like what they are today either. Like now it's like super graphic, but then it was kind of like, oh, a guy gets beat around the face and you kind of like see him move and blood spatters, but like now we have the capability to use CGI to do like the internals of a human skull.
Okay, so this leads into my next thing. That's okay. So so from The Boys, that one guy had the killer boner, remember? He had like that was his ability. What kind of, like, that's your power? That just sucks. Period. Like, that's your power.
What, killer boner?
Like you get a giant boner.
Well, do you have to like get hard to use the power, or could you like be flaccid and like still swing your dick around and kill people?
Well, I don't know. You saw it. It seemed like
can't remember.
You can't remember.
Honest.
It seemed like it was more like a tentacle arm, but it was his penis. Like it wasn't. It definitely was.
Yeah. Like you can grow it.
I just think that's a weird power.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, involving, like, if I had a power and it had to involve nudity, I'd be like, I'm probably just not going to use this.
And then it made me type down and ask the question, what kind of boners do you get? I wasn't asking you.
What kind of boners
just to
do
the
you
listeners, like, did you ever have the one where you had one randomly because you're in high school and then the teacher's like, hey, you stand up and answer a question? Because that was always a fear of mine. The teacher never made us stand up and answer questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, because when you're in high school, like, you randomly will be thinking about like some chick or something, be like, oh shit, I got a boner. And then like all of a sudden and you're like, oh, what do I do? And then you freak out, or at least I did. And then you'd freak out and be like, what if they ask any questions? Meanwhile, and they like make you stand up and go to the front of the class. Meanwhile, that like never happened ever.
Did you like, I've only ever seen this in teen movies because obviously don't have a penis and I didn't like grow up with brothers or anything, so I don't know if this is a real thing, but like the wet dreams where you come in your sleep and then you have to like shove everything into the washing machine. Is that like a real thing? Or
I did one wet dream and that's, I think, usually it.
You just did one?
I think that's usually how it goes. You get one and then it's over. And you never have that again. Yeah. That's a sensitive topic. You shouldn't talk about that ever again. How dare you?
Did you do the whole strip the bed and like shove it in the washer there? You just left it?
I can't remember.
And then slept in your own cum? You dirty
never
boy.
Washed,
you
never washed
dirty
those
boy.
sheets again.
And those are the sheets you use now.
That's why I'm never washing those sheets. Did you hear about the world's richest wedding?
No.
You haven't heard about this?
Nope.
$500 million.
Who was it?
Two people from India. They're two like mega families, mega rich families. But apparently the cool thing about it was this was actual. They'd known each other. The two families have always known each other because they're like the most wealthy families, or two of the most wealthy families. And then they were actually in love with each other and wanted to get married. It wasn't like an arranged. It wasn't arranged. It wasn't a like for our families to unify, let's do it. It's like that all happened, but they were in love with each other and apparently you could see that like in all the things, which is super cool because you just kind of assume Indian wedding, two mega families with $500 million wedding. There's probably some form of.
No, that's nice. I love. Like, love that.
And then so this wedding was nuts. Obviously, 500 million people. I'm trying to think how many thousands of people there were there, but I was listening to this podcast, and one of the guys on it was invited and had gone, and he was saying you would hear like Katy Perry music. And then you'd look, and Katy Perry would be singing her songs. And then you'd hear like just think of playing all the best music that you love the most. Yeah. And every single time you'd hear that song, it'd just be the live thing. Justin Bieber got paid $3 million to be there to perform. And apparently he showed up in jeans and his underwear, and there's like underwear up, and everyone else was like super well dressed, all the best stuff. And like, of course,
Justin Bieber, what a tool.
I mean, I don't know. I love the Biebs. I respect anyone that's got Lyme disease.
Respect for the Biebs.
Anyone that can make music that good and have Lyme disease got my vote.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts. But all I'm picturing now is like your like classic wedding DJ with that like cheesy ass mix, but all the celebrities are just like lined up backstage. But Bruno Mars would have a time, man. Like the amount of Bruno Mars songs you hear at a wedding.
Every third
song, they're like Bruno Mars is just trying to get his like prime beef, and they're like, Bruno, we got a request, and he's like, fuck, come on.
The Olympics, I can't remember if I talked about the world record line at all. No,
I haven't.
I don't think so. Okay, so honestly, for me, the Olympics is just whatever. I'll admit, there's a few events like I'll sit down and watch, and they're all cool, and I don't want to give any shade to the athletes. They're all amazing and crazy what they do. It's just something I'm not like the most enthralled with. But when we were at this bachelor party, the Olympics were on, and we were watching the swimming, and there was this German guy, and he was in front crawl, like the sprint swimming, and he was killing it for so long, and they showed the world record because he was like a body length ahead of it. And as the race went on, I started being like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so close. And the world record was like catching up to him.
Yeah.
And then eventually the world record passed him, and everyone was like so bummed out. They're like, oh, he didn't get it. I was the only one that's like, let's go. So I've decided for the rest of the Olympics, I'm cheering for the world record.
Yeah, okay.
I'm stateless and I cheer.
Yeah,
No, I'm not hating. I'm just like, come on, world record,
like
you could do it.
Sounds like a hater to me.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
So I was talking to this person, and they were just talking about a TV show, okay?
Yeah.
And they told me it was 30 episodes long.
For one season?
For one season.
Jeez.
And they watched all of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how long are episodes? Because if they're 15 minutes or half an hour long, then all of a sudden it's really, truly 15 episodes, right? Or at least in my head. 45 to, I think it was 52 or something. So let's say an hour long episodes. I was like, Jesus, what happened in the end? And they're like, well, this is the guy, blah, blah, blah. And they kind of explain the end, but not very, like, in my opinion, very non-descriptive and vaguely. Kind of like they got the girl or whatever it was, right? And then I asked them, I was like, so what happened at the, like, beginning of it? And they're like, and they kind of couldn't really say. They're like, oh, well, some stuff. And I was like, but what? Yeah. And I wasn't like gonna press super hard. I was just, I don't know. I was like, well, what happened in the middle? Like, what was kind of like the build up to the end? Yeah. And they couldn't remember. And it just made me think, I'm like, at this point in time, and please, audience, like, I'd love to comment if you actually do. Like, do people watch these binge shows? And do they actually remember everything that's going on? Or are they just kind of staring at the screen, and then this, like, 30 hours of TV goes by and their show's over and they're like, that was great. But they actually, the whole time, were just kind of zoned out?
I mean, what TV show was it, you know?
It doesn't matter. It was just some dumb.
Okay. Well, I think, for one, I have watched, for example, Lost.
Right.
When Lost first came out, that was like hour-long episodes, and I think there were like 22 to 26 in a season at the beginning, and then I think it shortened down after that. I can't quite remember, but it was really engaging, so I was like super into it. But I think now, a lot of the time, if people are putting something like that on, half of the time they're not actually watching and probably just scrolling through their phones.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That is probably part of it.
Yeah, and just like kind of have it on. Because I've watched I think I've watched 5 seasons of MasterChef in the past like month, and it's not because I'm sitting there watching it so intently. I just kind of have it on while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, though, to your example of Lost, though, I'm assuming you watched Lost when it came out. No, you got into it later and binged it. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I do think there's a difference. Like, I actually really, that's one thing I've really liked about The Boys and Game of Thrones, what's it called? House of Dragon. Is it's once a week on Sunday. So you have the episode, you watch it, you're so excited, you talk about it, you kind of marinate in what could happen, what did happen, and then it happens again, and you have that fun ritual of like you and me sit down on Sunday and watch it, as opposed to I don't know, I just feel like this whole, it's so fucked up, this whole like the amount of media we consume, like even for example what we're doing right now. Okay, I think this is episode 28 we're on right now. This is gonna release tomorrow.
Episode 28
of the
pod in general.
Of the whole thing, and that's so much content. Yeah, and it's just, as you're listening to it, everyone that's listening to it, it's about the next episode. So they're listening to it and they're enjoying it. Yeah. Right? But they're not going to go back and listen to it. And even if it's good, like not our podcast, like let's use, I don't know, Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah. How many people are going back and actually listening to it as opposed to they're just kind of like waiting for the next one, right? Yeah. And I just feel like it's a really weird thing when you put that into TV and all that, because what we're doing here, it makes sense how the content's always moving forward because you're just talking and it's just like in your ear. But things like movies and TV, they put so much effort into that just to kind of have it be like, that was awesome, what's the next thing? Yeah. And I just think it's becoming a little crazy, this like drive for content or information that we're in.
Yeah, that's I think I listened to like a radio show or something talking about this not so long ago. But it's all about your dopamine. Your dopamine receptors we're evolving to a point now where our dopamine receptors are so short, such a short attention span. Do you know what I mean? So it's like people don't want to wait for the next thing. We're living in this kind of reality of like, I want this now. So that's why even like I'll notice it when like a new reality TV show or something is released on Netflix, they'll release like 6 episodes at a time now, because if they don't, people will just watch it all in one day. And then not care about it until the next season. Yeah,
and they'll be like, yo, this show's like it takes forever for a new season to come out. Meanwhile, you're like, we filmed for 2 months, edited for, I'm assuming, another 2 months or something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
People just watch it all in a day.
It's just really interesting. Like, I actually do genuinely fear for where we're going with this stuff. And when I say fear, I don't think it's like we're going to, like, go into oblivion and be fucked. I just think that, like, we're doing a lot, like, we're doing a lot of things that are just very unproductive or unhelpful to people. Like a lot of things like that. I don't know. I just, to your point about the dopamine, I've said this to you before.
Did it for the dopamine.
I was thinking
That's
of that.
new Sum 41.
I wanted to put it on, but I think it might get our episode taken down. Quite frankly, the reason I harp on this stuff so much is because I'm the kind of person that's the most bothered by it.
Yeah, and also we're better than you because we don't have social media.
No,
Sorry,
but the reason that I'm so hard on it is because I get so addicted to it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like, that's so true.
It's not like a thing of like, yo, get off there, you fools! You look like chumps. We all look like chumps, but I'm like so fixated. Like even my phone, I'm back on my phone so much, and there's nothing on my phone.
Yeah, I have noticed you're on your phone quite a lot recently.
And there's nothing on it though. No. That's what's so annoying. Like half the time I'm just opening things and closing them because there's nothing to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goddamn you, everything that's addicting and getting me.
Yeah. You're also in a lot of groups though, like talking groups.
That is very true.
For talking and stuff.
That's funny. I had a thing that was a topic was the internet slowly killing us with too much information, which I feel like we just talked about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We're coming up on an hour here, and I think we'll save the rest of those topics for another day and move on to
buy sell.
The buy and the sell. Yeah. Exciting times.
Okay, I've got to think of mine.
Okay, do you remember?
Do the ones of the week first.
Last week or the buy and sells of the week?
Your buy and sells of
the one where you're gonna buy and sell on.
Yeah, well, you tell me the subject.
Okay, so first up, buy or sell. Ancient historical sites.
Buy.
Okay.
I think they're necessary, and I think they're important, and I think anyone who thinks we should tear down statues is really stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that statue thing. I was more, I'm actually, believe it or not, going to sell on that.
Historical sites?
Well, okay, there's a caveat to that.
Explain.
So obviously, like, the big ones, like the Great Pyramid, stuff like that, I want us to not touch at all.
Yeah.
But what I was more referring to is, like, say you go to, like, some place and they're like, you got to come check out these amazing ruins from an ancient time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes ancient ruins that are really old aren't cool other than they're old. Mm. So like you get there and it's kind of like it looks like some rocks stacked to make a wall and you're like, okay, that's cool, they're old and it was built by people, but like you can't make that like a tourist attraction.
Yeah, but I don't think the point is for it to be a tourist attraction. I think the point is that it's like a significant part of history.
Okay, well, fine. Well, you can buy. I'll sell. We'll meet in the middle.
Okay.
Buy or sell? Flank steaks.
Hard sell.
What? Sell?
Yeah.
Not even like a little bit of a buy.
Flank steaks are like literally the like the bottom tier of steaks. Like they're just not, they have no fat content. They're super lean, so they get super tough super easily. There's no fat to hold the flavor. They're just like,
You know what?
like so below, I would say below mediocre.
I'm gonna buy.
Flank steaks?
Yeah.
Derek just doesn't like flavor.
Take me on down to Flavor Town.
All right, Guy Ritchie.
I'm gonna buy on flank steaks. My reason being because they're great if you marinate them in Korean barbecue.
Yeah, but you could just marinate like any cut of beef in Korean barbecue and it would taste good. Why flank steaks? There's just,
because it was good to share with a lot of people, and I had a good time eating flank steak this week.
Okay.
Buy or sell on CRISPR, which is gene editing.
What?
CRISPR?
Can you explain?
Gene editing?
What's that?
CRISPR, oh gosh, this is like so there's these things called SNRPs, okay? And this is they're actually a real thing.
I'm like, are you just making all of this up?
No,
right now?
there's so you know what? I'll next time we're on, I'm gonna explain what CRISPR is in full. I'll actually
give me like a
but
brief
it's gene editing, so
summary.
like it's the ability to be like, I don't want my kid to have stubby legs, so you change the gene so they don't have stubby legs. But as of right now, that's the future of it.
Yeah.
Where as of right now, it's like the ability to like edit out like
genetic defects. Oh yeah. Buy.
You're a buy on that?
Yep.
I'm gonna say hard sell on the CRISPR gene editing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So I think as it always does, is like on the surface, it's a really good thing. You're editing out imperfections and DNA and stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
And but I feel like very quickly it will turn from something that's used
Playing God.
a bit of playing God. So I think there's that part of it.
Yeah.
But I think the real one is it becomes like the rich will become like a master race. And the reason being is because like if you have enough money to make your kids not have diseases or anything, you're going to do that. But then all of a sudden you're told like, well, you can make them above average smartness. You're going to do that. Above average this, above average that. And I just feel like it's a dangerous game. And anyone that's sitting there like kind of being like rolling their eyes a bit, I'm like, have you ever dealt with rich people with a ton of money? Like anyone, right? Like it just seems like a natural progression of what it is, because it wouldn't be cheap and accessible.
Yeah. I think it could get dangerous.
Yeah.
But in terms of avoiding like genetic deformities and diseases, like I'm all for that.
I'm more fearing the future of it as opposed to what it is now. But yeah, that's fair. Okay. So next up, buy or sell the Olympics.
Buy.
Okay.
I think the Olympics are it's like the kind of like family reunion when like there's like, oh, you go and there's people that you might not like, but you know, you all go and you cook up and you have a good time and everyone is like, yeah, woo.
Yeah.
And it's harmonious.
Yeah. I also will buy on the Olympics. I think there's some issues with it, like the IOC is super corrupt and awful, and the whole idea of like you go there and these multi-billion-dollar events go on and none of the athletes get paid and the actual people blah blah blah. Like there's a lot of that, but I like the spirit of the actual Olympic Games in itself and all the athletes that work for it, and it's like athletic endeavors / ancient Greek like tradition. I think it's just cool.
Yeah. Do you know when the Olympics were in London, I saw the Queen.
No way.
The Queen did like a tour of England and she came to street.
What?
Yeah, and
Did
she
even
we
know
got
where
like
she was,
we
or
got
she
the
got
probably
lost?
not. we got the day off school and like everyone was in the streets like with little flags and it was a parade, and then the Queen drove past and was like, oh, hello.
I wonder if the queen went down a street and no one was on it, what she'd think. She'd be like, "What's wrong with this street?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" And she'd be like, "Where are all the people with flags lining the streets? I don't understand."
That wouldn't happen. England's a very patriotic country.
Okay, the last of the buy and sells for the week is the garbage dump.
Well, like the tip?
What do you mean? The tip?
Is that, sorry, that's more British slang. The tip is like the place, the dump, the garbage dump.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, the tip.
We call it the tip. Yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, also I didn't go today.
It's okay.
We have to go in the morning.
I am going to.
Oh, so yeah, that was a buy for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna sell on the garbage dump.
Why? Where are you gonna put your garbage?
No, I'm just not comfortable with the idea of how smelly it is there.
Well, it's garbage. It's gonna smell.
I just don't like that.
Okay.
I'm not. It doesn't. I don't care. Like, it's not like, oh well, Derek, that's irrational. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like the smell of garbage.
Yeah, we should probably just dump our stuff in the sea instead.
Yeah, because it's like taking a poop. It hits the water and you can't smell it.
And then we don't have to pay either.
And the ocean's unexplored, a whole bunch of it. So what could go wrong?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Good point. Okay, I can't remember if this is actually our buy and sells from last week. Mm-hmm. My buy was cool weather, and my sell was grandpa's in heat. Was that?
Oh no, that was our first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Then.
Did you write down?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yours was buy was Canadian healthcare, and you sold human biology.
I don't remember doing that, but it sounds kind of funny.
Okay, well let's just do this week, and I'll write them down so we can remember for forward.
Okay, you go first.
I'm going first.
Yeah.
Is it because you don't have one?
Yeah.
Okay. My buy of the week. I'd have to easily say my buy of the week was playing guitar for Juliet and just having her dance and sing and think I was like genuinely thought I was a rock star.
Yeah, that was super cute. What's your sell?
You're not gonna go?
I can't think of what I did this week, to be honest with you.
Okay. My sell of the week, I'm gonna go with the Canadian women's soccer team travesty. And I'm not selling on that they cheated. I'm selling on the fact we got caught.
Okay. I'm going to do my buy and sell. Okay. I've got a buy. Buy manual labor.
Okay.
So I actually really enjoy playing Bob the Builder. Okay. Derek knows this. Like, ever since Derek moved in, like, and we had Juliet, I put all of Juliet's furniture together in her room, and I just really enjoy like building stuff, and also destroying stuff. So we had like some broken cabinets, and I just like demolished them, and it felt really good. And then I built the new cabinets to go in Juliet's room. So I just really like playing Bob the Builder.
Okay.
So manual labor, that's one. My sell.
Just
let me think.
Cat's got your tongue.
Happened? I'm just trying to like think of what's happened in the past week.
Or is it?
What did we do this weekend? Friday.
Possum's got your.
You went to.
Let's see.
Yeah, but you went. What did you just say?
Nothing.
Did you say possum's got your pussy?
Yeah.
You're fucked up. You're fucking fucked up. Sell of the week. Oh, so I went to a coffee shop.
Okay.
And somebody tried to touch Juliet. And I was literally like, get the fuck out my face. I think they might have had a little bit of like
I don't get why people
lagging,
yeah.
like social lag, but like some kind of like social disability or like socially not all there or something.
Clearly.
But like I got Juliet out of her stroller and I was like putting her back into her stroller, and this person just who I'd never met before just like started to try and help me put her back into her stroller, and I was like, no, I was like, I'm good, don't fucking touch my baby. And I just thought it was really bizarre thing to do.
This is why Juliet needs a gun.
Yeah.
See, this is what they don't talk about in America. What if we arm the children?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Then-
Send kids to school with the gun.
all of a sudden the adults will be like,
Yeah.
should we go in there? They all have guns. I don't know if this is a good idea. No, that's a terrible joke. I shouldn't joke about gun violence in schools. Sorry, Juliet.
Well, Juliet's not gonna have that problem. She's gonna grow up in Canada.
Yeah, we are the best here.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. It's the long weekend. I hope everyone's having a good one. Is there anything else you really want to touch on before we go? Or you?
It's not the long weekend.
Yeah, it is.
This is a long weekend?
Yeah,
What weekend?
the long one.
Yeah, but which long one?
The longest weekend of your life.
Is this a long weekend?
Yeah. I'll
So
check.
you have Monday off?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't even know that.
You act
That's
like I'm
that's
nobody.
that's how internalized my life is right now.
It's BC Day. Literally, my favorite day to celebrate BC is Monday, and
Shut
you
up.
didn't even know that.
I didn't know it was a long weekend. No.
Oh man, well, I'm actually gonna put this out there again. You know what this shows us, Neve? We've actually done sample size of this of one now. No one's listened to the end of our podcast because no one commented and got the free burgers. So
No one commented about the burgers.
no one commented about the burgers. So we're gonna try this again. If you're still here now, all you have to do is just comment at all on anything, and or just
Please,
contact us.
please
just contact
comment.
us any way you
Please,
know how.
someone, anyone.
And we'll give you free hamburgers. I listed them all in last episode, but I'll cook you burgers, and we'll even invite other people, and we won't tell them that we're going to cook burgers. And then when
Yeah.
they get there and they're like, oh, there's our burgers, we'll go, oh no, only for people that listen to the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
And they won't get it,
Good
but you
idea.
will. So that's out there
You
now.
will. Our imaginary listeners that listen all the way to the end.
Neve.
No one.
Neve.
Okay, I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I still have like a good 20 minutes, half hour in me.
Well, I thought that's why we did buy and sell. Okay, you just sing.
I want it that way. Should we end here? Okay. Thank you again for everyone for listening. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the long weekend, and we will be back next week. Happy Pancake Friday, y'all.
Goodbye.